Good evening,
Hello.
everyone. Hello, everyone. We're the Soulful Four, the absolutely beautiful Soulful Four. I hope you've had a really, really good day. We've all had a brilliant day. And actually, let's introduce the gang.
I'm Tara and Brian. There's the hand again.
Peter.
I'm Petra Lewington.
I'm Wendy Matheson.
Of course, I'm Lady T. So tonight we've got lots to tell you, and actually, Wendy is going to speak first because she's got lots to tell.
Okay.
Go on, Wendy.
Go on, Wayne.
Where do I start?
So
We are talking about different things tonight. It's surrender. So my question is, why is surrender such an important part of awakening, and why do so many of us resist it?
So are you talking about going with it, whether you find it hard logically to believe or not?
Anyway,
Yeah,
whether it's
absolutely,
logically,
just
whether
do
it's spiritually. My glasses have
Oh, this
been up.
It's cold in here.
how many fingers do I've got up?
Don't be rude.
No, none of that tonight.
So I'd like to start off because, as you all know by now, I love an affirmation.
Do
so
you?
I have an affirmation of surrender,
Yeah, go on.
which is, I release my need to control and I trust the guidance of my higher self. I surrender with an open heart, knowing I am guided, protected and loved.
That's a really good
Mm.
one.
I like
Really good.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the things that I found the hardest, to just kind of go with it.
Surrender.
Because you
surrender.
constantly, I constantly questioned. Yeah, but what if this? And I'm quite a good arguer as well, so I
Really?
often argue the point.
You'd never have thought that with Petra. Quite as mouse.
The thing is, with surrender, your egoic mind doesn't know what's going to happen. It can only actually predict what's happening. So your higher self knows what's going to happen and the next steps and the path of least resistance. So
it's trusting that.
it's surrendering to your higher self to
Yeah.
know that you are being guided, even if it's through a challenging time. There's a lesson to it, but your egoic mind wants to things that it knows what the next step is, but that's not the case.
And it's also there's two parts to that. So one is believing it, and even once you believe it, I found it still really, really hard to go with it, to just, it's quite a work. It's a lot of effort.
You have to have faith in the unknown. You have to believe that.
And you have to constantly, after 60 years of questioning, I said my age. You've still got to go with it. I'm not 60.
No, much younger.
Oh no, you're not, are you? You bloody lawyer.
Anyway.
You little catfish.
I'm older.
I know.
Petra's a compulsive liar, but anyway, let's move on to Wendy.
What do you feel though about surrender? Do you feel the same? Do you feel...
She's all right if I get her on. Put her down, like,
Yeah.
surrender.
I've surrendered quite a lot in my life, I'm sort of believe really what Petra's saying.
That it's hard to do, and then it's hard to believe. But once
Because-
you do believe it, it's still really, really hard to do.
Yeah, and or you're questioning yourself all the time. Yeah.
And from a sort of a scientific side as well. It's kind of what we're all not brought up to believe, isn't it?
Yeah, we're not brought up to believe in the unknown. We're brought up to control it, and it's the control that actually causes the tension, because you like, it's a bit like being stuck in traffic. You're all pissed off because you're like, you want to control it and it needs to be like that, but you have to surrender to it, because that's obviously...
You've got to go with the flow with it.
I would actually put it more to the idiotic time I jumped out of an aeroplane. You know you're going to be all right.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the unknown though, isn't it?
You know you're going to be all right. You know it's all safe. You know you've practiced. You know how to land. You know your static line's ready to go and your parachute's going to open.
Sounds
But
like James Bond.
flinging yourself out of a perfectly serviceable aircraft is the hardest. Right, I didn't do
But
it.
that's it.
I didn't. I did the free fall, but they had to fling me out.
That's like a brilliant example of,
Yeah.
of surrender. Like,
Was it your
spot
husband
on.
that pushed you out?
No.
Oh.
And,
The
the,
insurance
and the
money.
funny thing is, it was the main instructor. I did it with the Red Devils in Aldershot, and it was the main instructor. I was number 1 out, and the guy who was next to me, number 2, I actually knew. I knew his brother and his sister better than him, but I knew him. And they winked at each other and both got hold of my suit and flung me out the door. And that was probably 40 years ago. And I still see him occasionally. And he always tells everyone around, I've flung her out of a plane. And they say, oh, ha, ha, ha. And he said, no.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
really did, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
It was
bless you.
worth it though. Exactly the same as this is. So it kind of hasn't finished with that analogy. Because once I was out, it was one of the most amazing things I've ever done. Most amazing
That's
things.
exactly it, yeah.
And this is the same. If you can let yourself go, surrender,
To your higher self, yeah. to
it
the
will
guidance.
be one of the most amazing things you do.
You'll see like synchronicities just unfolding. You're like, wow.
What else have you got there?
So that was a really good one, Wayne.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, well, I haven't finished yet.
Oh,
Go on.
In the moments I feel lost,
I'm
I
still on my
remember.
month of... no.
True surrender isn't giving up, it's giving over to surrender that deepens our spiritual awakening and helps us align with the divine rhythm of life. So my examples that have happened is meditation again. And when you stop trying to quieten your mind and simply allow whatever arises, like the thoughts, emotions, etc., the peace comes not from control, but from acceptance.
Yeah.
My experience being not able to meditate at all to only a few minutes to now over an hour.
Yeah.
And
That's
that
good.
peace that you get for doing that and the acceptance of surrender, because there's no way I was going to surrender, was there? There was no way when we started this.
Yeah, your mind wasn't allowing it at all.
You kept saying to me, you need to meditate, you need to meditate. I can't meditate.
And don't you find though, when you don't do it, you miss it?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
I try and sort of do it morning and at night, but probably for say 20 minutes morning, then 20 minutes at night, because of sort of work commitments and whatever I've got going on. But when I don't do it, I really miss it. And yeah, I think it actually comes part of your life.
Yeah, well, it's like you know, when you go and eat a meal or have a drink of water, it re-energizes you.
Yeah.
Or an
refreshes you.
orgasm.
Or an orgasm.
Similar.
It's like a release.
You want to do it again.
And you want to do it again. It is. It is like that.
I'm good at analogies tonight.
She's on top form. But yeah, oh, it's lovely, Wendy. Really good.
Thank you.
Really nice.
You had something you wanted to read as well, didn't you?
I did.
As usual.
I do like doing a little bit of reading here, and I did send it to the girls earlier, and actually you all really liked it. Buddha's Teaching, it's called. So people who come into your life are either reflections or a repeated cycle of guides towards growth. Each soul you meet is a mirror showing you what still needs healing or what you've already healed. Some arrive to test your patience, others to awaken your compassion. Some, I've just lost it. Some arrive to test your patience, others to awaken your compassion. Some stay only long enough to remind you of the boundaries you once forgot to keep. Do not judge their purpose too quickly. Every whatever. I can't. Yeah, it's all gone. There we go. Well done. Petra knows my phone more than I do. Do not judge their purpose too quickly. Every encounter carries meaning, even the painful ones. I've done it again. The lesson repeats until your heart understands what it came to learn. Growth begins the moment you stop blaming and start observing.
Yep.
Ask not, why did this happen to me? But what is it showing me? When you notice the difference between repetition and guidance, wisdom unfolds. And in that awareness, you no longer fear who comes or goes. You simply thank them for their part in your becoming.
Yep.
Isn't that good?
That again
Love
is
it.
also really hard to do.
Especially working out my phone, that was really hard to do. Love it. But he had this
You've
for
been
like
learning
rest
that
of my life.
recently, haven't you?
It's realising that everything's a mirror and your own perspective on it. So, you know, you can either fight it and go, oh, woe is me, which is really the way that most of us are brought up to, like, why am I in this situation? Why is it
Get
so
that all the
difficult?
time, don't
Or
you?
what's
People.
wrong with him or her that's doing it to you?
Yeah.
But it's actually, I was speaking to Wendy earlier on today, and I was saying, if you imagine like everyone as a patchwork quilt, and in each section there's an aspect of their personality, whether it be they're funny, they're judgmental, they're irritating, they're loving, they're this, they're that, and all the rest of it, depending on your perspective at the time. So say if you're feeling really irritated, you see an irritating aspect of them because they're mirroring back to you what you're feeling, but their whole being is all of it. And it's, so say for instance, like, we all like each other in general and love each other and get on with each other, so we choose to see nicer aspects of each other. And so even if we do get irritated by each other,
Like earlier.
from time to time, we also, our energy and how we've trained our mind to see each other is more the other way, so you can overcome it a lot easier. So say for instance, if you've been in relationships and with your partner or partners over and over and over again, what happens is, if you think, say for instance, that they're useless and they don't help around the house, and then you notice that you're several relationships in and you just keep seeing that version in different relationships, you've got to turn around and go, well, the only common denominator is me. Why am I choosing to only see that aspect of that person or these people over and over again? There are all those other parts of them, and then that's when you can start shifting your perspective and choosing to see different aspects of each soul, each person.
Exactly. That does make absolute sense.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'll wear my t-shirt next week with absolutely on.
Yes.
Miss
If the
Veronica.
heating's on.
Yeah, it's a little bit cool tonight, but it's now thermal weather. Petra, have you got anything to say today?
Do you know what? I did have, and I can't remember what it was.
It's lost.
Did
Back to Taryn.
Did I tell you last week about the stag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So wasn't the stag.
Shall we
No.
go to your question then?
Go on then.
So your
Yeah.
question was...
We've had a few questions actually being.
I wanted to talk about some things, but we didn't really agree on what we were going to talk about, did we?
You just had your own aspect
Agenda.
of what you wanted to speak about.
Somebody was saying, again, asking me about.
Timelines, sorry, jumping
Oh yeah,
timelines.
timelines.
Jumping
Jumping
timelines and also
timelines.
dying in previous
That's
lives.
it, yeah, and how it affects your health in this life.
So I've been doing, I had a thought, and Taryn always says, where do you think the thought came from if it's not relevant? And I had a thought that the way that you die in a previous life affects you in this life. So I've done some research, and boy is it true. So the easiest one to explain to you is that if you were killed by a stabbing or a bow and arrow or a sword or something like that, you often in a later life have a mark where you were stabbed, a birthmark
A
or
blemish,
some
yeah.
sort of blemish or something like that.
Scar.
But the one that got to me the most was, because we all think we've been burnt. No,
Well, we all
we all
know.
have been burnt
At
in a
stake.
previous life, and it it kept coming back that if you're burnt in a previous life, you often get a skin condition, and I've got a lot of skin condition, but especially on your feet, and that was kind of where I started, feet and stomach and things, and yes, being burnt in a previous life, you often get skin conditions in this life.
Wow. Oh, very interesting. Somebody asked me about karma. So what do I believe in karma, or what do we all think about karma? So actually, should we start with Wendy again on this one? Do you believe in karma? What do you think of karma?
I believe in karma, but I think my belief in karma is different to what Taryn's taught us about karma.
Okay.
So my interpretation of karma is, when I say to people, when people say bad things, for one, I always say to them, take it back. And if they don't take it back, I'm like, karma's going to get you.
Yeah.
Karma's going to get you. But I think Taryn should explain exactly what it is.
So my experience of karma, I used to have the same belief that karma, that person is going to come around and bite you on the arse. But I had I've had quite a few experience of it. So basically what happens is you, from my perspective, is that you will carry on, it's a bit like the mirror, you'll carry on dealing with the same situations until you eventually decide to surrender to it.
And learn from it.
Yeah. So, and it is true when you say karma's going to come around and bite you on the arse. If someone is constantly being nasty, but you've got to also remember that they're a reflection of your mirror. So you must be thinking something along those lines as well.
So we're thinking what they're doing.
So the thing is, say for instance, they're being nasty, and then you're, instead of dealing with it from a place of compassion and empathy and knowing that, everyone has a certain place, if you then start being judgmental and, well, I hope karma comes around and bites you on the arse, you're actually just stepping into their vibration and it's biting you on the arse all the same. So, and that's the mirror, that's where the mirror comes in. So it's about going, okay, right, well, I'm dealing with it this way, how can I deal with it in a more compassionate way? And then it will stop biting you on the arse. You tend to come across, we've all experienced that recently, that the people that we're coming across all the time are nicer and nicer and nicer.
Yeah.
Because we are choosing to see people in different lights.
Especially with me.
Do you know what I mean? And that's karma. It's your choice to change your perspective, and it stops coming and biting you on the arse.
I read something that resonated with me a while back now. It said karma's like a bank account, and all the good you put in, one day you can draw it out when you need to.
Yeah, definitely.
But it is, we are attracting definitely different people, and like you said, you tend to move on, don't you? And it's not, no one's falling out with anyone. It's
just leave your life.
They just leave. You're meeting new people because you just can't help it with commitments that you've got going on with either work or whatever you're doing or where you live. It is who you're attracting, isn't it? There and then.
Yeah, and that depends on what you're putting out. Yeah, so if you're putting out kindness, you tend to meet people who are really kind. Or if you are complimenting people, I always tend to compliment people when I see them. I get loads of compliments from random people. You always get back what you put out.
Yeah.
And if you keep getting back anger and frustration, you need to look at yourself and go, how am I putting out anger and frustration? How am I putting out judgment, or so on and so forth? Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I'm putting out so much love at the moment. I'm getting it all back, even from my sister that I haven't had a very good relationship with for years.
Oh, that's lovely. That's really...
That's
a
karma.
massive thing.
That's
Massive
karma.
thing.
It flows in its cycle.
And I love it.
I thought that was going to take years.
Oh, I didn't ever think it would happen. I didn't ever think it would happen. But it has.
Oh.
And I must admit, I can't believe how happy I am about it either.
Oh, that's really
brilliant,
nice.
though.
It's really made me
But the only
so
thing that's changed
happy.
is you.
Yeah, exactly.
Not her. You just see different aspects of her.
I know.
Oh.
Which
What's the
leads
next?
me to timelines,
Yeah.
jumping.
Yeah.
That was
My
yours.
question.
Yeah.
That was yours.
I think we should explain it more.
So what was
And the
what's
best
the
person
question?
to explain it
Actually,
is.
yeah, Taryn's going to
Yes,
explain it.
Taryn,
So timelines of frequencies.
I just think you can say it. Sorry, you can say it. Oh, you just jumped to timeline, but it took me ages to understand that, and our lovely viewers may be struggling with understanding it as well. So if you could explain it in layman's terms, that'd be fab.
So timelines, everything in the universe is vibrational, and before it becomes manifest. So it doesn't matter if it's TV, internet, phone numbers, radio, it all comes in on a vibrational frequency, and they've all got different layers of frequency, which on each frequency you have different experiences. So like for radio stations, you have different radio stations, different music. TV, you have different channels, different programs, but they all exist right now. You know, you can flip from one TV station to another within seconds. Radio within seconds. Phone number, I can phone Petra, Charlotte and Wendy one after the other within seconds if I wanted to. Phone put down, but they're all different they're all different frequencies, but we use the number as the frequency. Do you know what I mean? To tap into that particular frequency. So it doesn't matter anywhere in the world, there's only that one number and that one frequency that number belongs to. And it's the same, our lives are the same as well. So you've got a frequency of the version of you that's bitter and twisted and angry and suffering, and then you've got a frequency of you that's joyful, love, but you are constantly flipping up and down through these frequencies subconsciously. But as you start to manage your frequency by keeping your vibration higher, because that's what happens as you just vibrate through the frequencies, you start to see, you become conscious of the fact that you're seeing different things, and that's the switch in timelines. Every single human is doing it 1 billion times per second, but we're unconscious of it, because if we were conscious of it, really conscious of it, we wouldn't be having this linear time-space reality. It wouldn't, you know, we wouldn't be able to experience life as we experience it now. Otherwise we'd see it clip by at a time. So
are you saying that your personality changes when you jump timelines, or your circumstances change?
well, your soul is the thing that can never ever is energy. It can never ever be destroyed, and it can never ever not exist. It will always exist. But what it can do is it can change, it can transmute. So your soul is putting down energy into this human body and creating this experience. So what's happening is your soul is connected to the entire universe, everything that exists in the entire. That's why you can see past lives. That's why you can see, you receive information, downloads of information. You're like, oh fucking hell, that's really helpful, and it helps you. That's not coming from your brain. Your brain's just the receiver. That's coming from your soul, your higher self, whatever you want to call it. So what happens is your soul's got all these different timelines of grumpy, happy, you know, if you say all the bloody dwarves or whatever. And you can, depending on the choices and the thoughts you're choosing to think in that moment, will then reflect the timeline you're on. But it just happens so quickly, like your heartbeats. You're not thinking about your heartbeat. You're not thinking about how your food's digested. You're not thinking about how your liver is processing the fluid into your
breathing even.
Breathing. All of that happens subconsciously, and it's the same thing with timelines. You're not conscious of it, you're not aware of it, because if you were, you wouldn't be able to have this amazing experience of being a human. But you are constantly flipping up and down, and that's why everyone has a choice, and that's why everyone can change, because as soon as you change your habits and your thought patterns, you change, and you can go up and you can go down in literally minutes. Someone walks in and pisses you off, and you choose to let them, you're pissed off, you've gone back down, or you know, you've changed vibration.
And it's very easy to go up and
Does
down.
make sense.
Oh,
yeah.
constantly, you're constantly
Because-
like this.
And it depends on who you're with as well, you know.
So you would really call it your mood.
It's your emotion.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
how
because,
you emotionally.
you know, if you're with, say, someone that's, say, I don't know, a little bit negative or down, you know, it can very, very quickly bring you down. And then when you're with someone really positive, and
if you
know,
choose to let them.
yes, and that, you know, if they're happy, positive, actually, I crave to be around those people. I don't want to be, you know, I struggle being around, you know, doom and gloom.
Negativity.
But this
Yeah,
is,
I can't do it.
This
Yeah,
is
I'm the
same.
this
I can't
is
do
where the empathy comes in, okay, and the patchwork quilt of someone, because if someone comes in and they're really unhappy, you can turn around and go to yourself, oh fucking hell, they're bloody energy vampires and they're making me unhappy. Or you can change, because the higher vibration or the happier vibration is stronger. The love vibration is way stronger than the negative vibration.
It is.
It's a tipping point, but it is stronger. But if you choose to go, you know what, I do have compassion with you, and you've got to change the subject quick. You cannot let them carry on because they draw you in.
Actually,
You've
used
got
to do that.
Yeah.
Do you remember on a Monday? So Taryn has a group on a Monday, and there'd be, so, you know, and one
Used to suck our mood.
yeah, you know, if I'd say blah blah, blah, then you would soon, right, in that, go on to the next
I won't
subject.
allow it, because
You don't
otherwise
allow
you
it.
bring
She's very
it
strict.
Bring the
brings-
whole group down.
It brings,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
changes the vibration
Yeah.
completely. But it's your choice. That's what I'm saying. No one can lower your vibration unless you allow them to. And the easiest way to deal with it is to show them empathy and compassion, but then start talking about something more joyful.
Yeah.
And just say, well, just tell me one positive thing that's happened, and then keep reaffirming. Oh, that's brilliant. That's this. That's that. And then you'll feel it lift.
And you can feel it.
Just
You
don't join
can.
them.
Yeah, just don't join in.
I
Just
did that with my sister actually yesterday.
Yeah.
Because a couple of times she sort of dipped, and then I sort of brought her up. I started talking about my brother and her going to see my brother. And of course that lifted her completely, because she absolutely
bring in
loves my
positivity.
little brother. Well, we all do, but you know, it sort of lifted her.
Yeah, that's good.
That's hard, man.
And
That's
another
hard.
question, actually, somebody asked me was, is this good, like for people with depression, sort of, I know there's all different ways of being depressed, but how can this help with depression?
Does anyone want to answer that?
I've never had depression.
So
Neither have I.
depression is
I've had
suppression.
postnatal depression. but
It's
a long
not.
time ago.
So if you're depressed, you're normally resisting letting out something. So depression is here on the emotional scale. You're normally like depressed, suicidal.
On New Island.
Oh, yeah, you're down here. The next stage up from depression is anger and resentment, all of that sort of thing. And it's actually healthier to start getting fucking angry and losing your shit. But we've been taught, don't get angry, you know. But actually, you can go out, scream, you know. Don't
Because
smash
it's
the house.
letting it out.
You're not suppressing it. As soon as you
Or
stop
crying.
crying,
Yeah.
There's
boxing, running, go out for a
Screaming.
run,
There's
screaming.
There's a screaming. There's an actual thing about screaming, isn't there? Going up.
Is there a screaming
into-
app?
Probably. There's an app for everything these days, isn't there? But isn't there? There's a thing where people, groups of people, go
Go
out
and scream.
into a forest and scream.
Yeah, I'm telling you, because as soon as you start releasing it, I go and box. If I'm really angry,
I
I
cry.
go and I do cry.
I go
I get my
silent.
boxing
I
gloves
cry.
on, and we've got a boxing bag in the garage, and I just start punching the absolute living shit out of it, and I just cry and I cry, but oh my gosh, because
Feels
I've
so
released
good.
it, and I'm shouting at it, and I'm swearing at it, and
And the thing is, with your boxing bag, it's got all of our photos on it, which
And
is
I
a little
live
bit
next door to
alarming.
that.
Yeah,
but it's
That's why we
much
get on so well.
healthier than suppressing it.
yeah.
Because that's what depression is you're like, well, I can't show my emotion. Go out there, fucking scream, go and sit in your car. I mean, I've been sitting there bashing my steering wheel, but because I can't get you the same way again. Once it's gone, it's
Yeah.
gone for life.
Yeah.
It's gone. And you might have to do that a few times, a few bouts, and then again, it's the whole,
It's like, it's getting it out, isn't it?
yeah.
But talking, you know, I think.
Yeah, I'm a talker.
Even revenge is better than depression. You You know, if you feel like you want to go and get revenge, at least you're fucking getting it out. Don't harm anyone, you know, but revenge might, you know, be writing a letter that you never send.
Yeah, I've done that so
you know what I
many
mean?
times.
But you feel like you're
Or a
getting it
list,
out.
write a
List.
letter or a
Yeah,
list,
list.
yeah. That's really good.
Who
I
would
think
kill
that, I
A?
think this has been really well described. So if you want to leave your little comments to tell us if we've got across today.
Or
Yeah.
ask your own questions that we can
Yeah,
help
that's
with.
Any question isn't, you know, it's nice to, you know, if you're feeling, should I ask it? Go ahead and do it, because we've all got
We
questions.
love answering questions.
And we do, even if...
And that's not to say we're right, but we love answering.
Yeah, well, we do our best.
Well,
We're
from
only
our
human.
It's only
Yeah.
our opinions,
Yeah,
after
from our
all, isn't
perspective.
it?
And we
just
all
hope it
think
helps.
that we all are very, very different,
Yeah.
because I'm the nicest, I'd just like to say.
She might not be here next week.
No, I'll be like, oh, get her. No, we do all love each other
We do.
unconditionally.
I don't know about unconditionally, but we're working on it. We're already human after all. I'll let you know when I'm Jesus. Right, are we saying
Thanks for watching.
See you next week.
Bye.